Hold down Shift key and middle mouse button to pan up to the trees. Try to get the tree to the left to the centre of the screen. Left click on the trunk of this tree. Any mesh that is now added will appear here. Shift key, then A key. This menu appears. Using the mouse, navigate to cube and left click. A cube will now appear in the scene. S key while dragging and mouse to scale the cube down to desired size. Left click to make the change. Left click and hold on the blue arrow to drag the cube towards the bottom of the tree trunk. Left click and hold on the blue and red arrows to position the cube. I now need to make the cube taller to match the height of the trunk in the sketch. S key, then Z while dragging on the mouse. This will scale the cube on the Z axis only. Left click to commit the change. You may need to repeat this process to get the cube to the correct height. Left click and hold on the blue and red arrows to maneuver the cube into position. Z for wireframe. This will allow us to see through the mesh. Tab key to go to edit mode. A key once or twice so nothing is selected. B key to box select. Left click and drag a box over the top face of the cube. Only the top face will be selected. S key to scale, then drag the mouse so the cube tapers inwards at the top. This allows me to match the shape of the trunk. Left click to make the change. I want to repeat this process to widen the bottom of the tree trunk. A key to deselect the top face of the cube. B key to box select. Left click and drag a box over the bottom face of the cube. Only the bottom face of the cube will be selected. S key to scale, then drag the mouse so the cube tapers outwards at the bottom. Left click to make the change. Z key for solid view and tab key to return to object. Left click to place the cursor in the foliage of the tree. Any mesh that is now added will appear here. Shift key, then A key. This menu appears. Using the mouse, navigate to icosphere and left click. An icosphere now appears in the scene. S key while dragging on the mouse to scale the icosphere down. Left click to commit the change. Left click and hold on blue and red axis arrows to move the icosphere to the correct position. Keep using S key to scale and red and blue arrows to position the icosphere to the desired position. Z key to return to solid view. Hold down middle mouse button to rotate the view. This will allow you to see the tree from different angles. Number pad 1 key to return to front view. In Materials panel, left click on the New button. Left click on the Diffuse Colour panel. From the colour wheel, choose a colour for the tree trunk. I have chosen a brown colour. Left click on Material slot to give this colour a name. I have called mine Tree Trunk. Press Enter to make the name change. Right click on the icosphere. In the Materials panel, left click on the New button. Left click on Diffuse Colour panel. From the colour wheel, choose a colour for the leaves of the tree. I want the dark green colour. Left click on the Material slot to give this colour a name. I have called it Bushy Tree. Press Enter to make the name change. The icosphere is already selected. Hold down the Shift key and right click on the tree trunk to add it to the selection. To the left of the screen is the Tools panel. Left click on the Join button. The tree is now one mesh. Scroll on the middle mouse button to zoom out. Left click and hold on the blue arrow to move the tree up and out of the area of the sketch. Scroll on the middle mouse button to zoom back in. Hold down Shift key and middle mouse button to pan the view. Try to position the middle tree in the centre of the screen. Left click to position the cursor near the bottom of the tree trunk. Any new mesh added will now appear here. Shift key then A key. This menu appears. Using the mouse, navigate to cube and left click. A cube will appear in the scene. S key and move the mouse to decrease the size of the cube. Left click to commit. Z key for wireframe mode. This allows me to see through the mesh to the sketch behind. S key then Z key while dragging on the mouse. This will scale the cube in the Z direction only. Left click to make the change. Left click and hold on the red and blue arrows to position the cube. Repeat this process until the cube is in the desired position. Tab key to go to edit mode. A key once or twice so nothing is selected. B key to box select. Left click and drag a box over the top face of the cube. Only the top face of the cube will be selected. S key to scale, then drag the mouse so the cube tapers inwards. Left click to make the change. A key to deselect. I need to add geometry to the cube so I can make the tree Y-shaped. To do this I need to add a loop cut and slide. Control key then R key. Hover the mouse over the centre of the front face of the tree trunk. A purple line will appear. Left click to place the loop cut. Drag with the mouse until the loop cut meets the branches of the tree. Left click to commit the loop cut to this position. A key to deselect. Hold down the middle mouse button to rotate the view. By adding a loop cut, I have added new faces to my mesh. Towards the bottom of the screen, left click on face select. Then right click on one of the side faces of the cube where the branches should be. Number pad 1 key to return to front view. E key and drag the mouse to the right to extrude this face. Try to extrude it slightly longer than the branch in the sketch. Left click to make the change. G key to grab. Pull the branch upwards to line up with the sketch. Left click to make the change. A key to deselect. Hold down Shift key and middle mouse button to pan the view to the right. I want to make a branch on the other side of the tree using the same process. Hold down middle mouse button to rotate the view. I want to select the face on the left side of the trunk. Right click on this face. Number pad 1 key to return to front orthographic view. E key and drag the mouse to the left to extrude this face. Try to extrude it slightly longer than the branch in the sketch. Left click to commit. G key to grab. Pull the branch upwards to line up with the sketch. Left click to make the change. R key and drag in the mouse to rotate the face of the cube slightly upwards. Left click to commit. A key to deselect. Z key for solid view. Hold down middle mouse button to rotate the view. This will allow me to see my mesh from different angles. Number pad 1 key. Hold down Shift key and middle mouse button to pan the view. Try to position the mesh in the centre of the screen. Tab key to return to object mode. I now want to add the foliage to the tree trunk. Left click on the left bush of the tree. Any mesh that is now added will appear here. Shift key, then A key. This menu appears. Using the mouse, navigate to Icosphere and left click. An icosphere will appear in the scene. S key while dragging on the mouse to scale the icosphere down to the desired size. Left click to make the change. Left click and hold on the red and blue arrows to position the icosphere. S key then Z key to scale the icosphere in the Z direction. Left click to commit. Z key for wireframe. Keep using the blue and red arrows to position the icosphere in the desired position. I want to make a duplicate of this icosphere. Shift and D keys, then enter to duplicate the mesh. Left click and hold on red and blue arrows to move the icosphere to the correct position. S key then Z key to scale the mesh in the Z direction. Drag the mouse to make the mesh bigger, left click to commit. Z to return to solid view. Hold down the middle mouse button to rotate the view. This will allow you to see the mesh from different angles. Number pad 1 key for front view. I now want to add colours to this tree. Right click on the tree trunk to select. I've already made a tree trunk material. In the materials panel, left click on these little arrows. Existing materials are shown in the window that opens. Left click on the tree trunk material to select it. Now right click on the left icosphere to select it. I have already made a green tree colour. In the materials panel, left click on these little arrows. Existing materials are shown in the window that opens. Left click on the bushy tree material to select it. Repeat this process for the other icosphere that makes the foliage of the tree. Hold down Shift key and right click on all parts of the tree to select them. In the Tools panel to the left, click on the Join button. The tree is now one mesh. Scroll in the middle mouse button to zoom out. Left click and hold on the blue arrow to move the tree up and out of the area of the sketch. Now use the same techniques to make the final tree. This tree is made from a cylinder and cones. Try to give it different colours than the previous tree. Don't forget to name your materials. Join all the shapes to create one mesh. Name the final mesh in the Layers panel. When this is done, make sure to save your work by choosing File and Save.